So, Mr. Sarthak, 3xy, I can write this as 3 multiplied by x multiplied by y. 3xyz, I can write it as 3 multiplied by x multiplied by y multiplied by z. Is there any confusion?
No, sir.
Now, all that you need to understand and remember is that x square is equal to x multiplied by x. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
2x is equal to 2 multiplied by.
Mm,
Have you understood?
yes, sir.
2x is also equal to, you can also write 2x as x plus x. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
See, one way of remembering this is there is a sort of story that you can have that when you write x square, what it means is you can have the story, you may like the story, or you can have any other story. When it is x square, what you can imagine is that there is this car x, there is this car x, and there is another car x. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
These two cars, when collide with each other, when they collide with each other, when they collide with each other, so what happens is that due to collision, due to collision, due to collision, both these cars look like this. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So maybe this will help you. So this is x, this is x. Both these cars have collided with each other. Because they have collided with each other, this 2 goes up, like these cars go up. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
And just try to imagine, just try to imagine that there are 3 cars coming from different directions. So this car is coming from this direction, this car is coming from this direction, and there is another third car which is coming from this direction. So this is from this direction, this is from this direction, this is from this direction, and these 3 cars, name of all these 3 cars is X. And when these 3 cars collide with each other, this is how they look on the road. Have you understood what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Try to imagine that, one of the car looks like this, one of the car looks like this, and the third car looks like this due to the collision or the accident. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So when three x's collide with each other, they form x cube. So this is the collision, and that is why the cube rises up. Am I able to make you understand, Mr. Sarthak? So what you can imagine is that this x square is basically a collision of two x's. This x cube is a collision of three x's. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So here, this is collision, and you can also imagine that in your parking, in your building's parking, in your building's parking, see, in algebra, you will get confused a lot about this topic. That is why I am taking this example. So, in your building parking on Sunday, there are two cars which are parked. Two cars are parked. Have they collided with each other, Mr. Sarthak? Mr. Sarthak,
No, sir.
they haven't collided. So, when you look at these cars, you will say that these are two x's. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
It is only when these two cars collide with each other, that you will get x square. But when these two cars are simply parked, then we only get 2x. Mr. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
So, x plus x is 2x. This plus implies that the cars are parked. X into x means that these two cars are have met with a collision. Mr. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
So usually I've seen students getting confused about this, and usually when the usually in algebra the main problem that student faces is this, and that is why I'm trying to explain it to you in the beginning itself, that you may also face this confusion. Okay, try to give me the correct answers. So this will be equal to
X square.
x square. See, whenever you see multiply, it means collision.
Yes.
And whenever you will see a plus, this implies parking. Is there a confusion?
No, sir.
So x plus x would be equal to,
X into X.
sorry,
X, X.
yeah, x plus x is two cars parked together at a parking. So the total cars in the parking are
2X.
two cars. So if this is x and this is x, x plus x would be equal to, is there any confusion?
No, sir.
So this is a collision. The answer would be,
X cube.
shabash. See this collision, when 3 goes up, it is like due to the collision, these cars have gone up. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
This is a, way in which you can tell your brain this x plus x. It is like imagining that you have cars, three cars in your parking.
So 3X.
Shabash. Very nice. Very nice. Three cars in parking. So the total cars that you have is three cars. And if name of each car is x, this would be 3x. So you are absolutely right. This would be 3x. Very nice. Okay. Let us try to take some other example. So if you are able to understand this, then all your problems regarding algebra are over. Okay. So when four x's collide with each other, what do we get? Mr. Sarthak?
So 4X is the second one.
Yeah, absolutely right. These are four cars in your parking. So this is 4x. Very nice, very nice. And these are four x's colliding with each other. So just try to imagine this is one x which has collided with each the other four. This is another x which has collided with the other four. This is another x in this collision. This is the another car which has collided. So how do we describe this collision as? What do I write here? See, all these cars have gone up. There are four cars which have gone up. So what should I write? Mr. Sarthak?
So I don't.
See, let us revise this again. When two cars collided with each other, we got x square. When three cars collided with each other, we got x raised to power 3. When four cars have collided with each other, we will get x raised to power,
4.
yes, x raised to the power. This is how it is written. And it is a confusing topic. See, and how I remember is that four cars have rows together. So these are the four cars which have rows together. Mr. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
Just try to remember this picture. Just try to remember this picture. This picture will help you. Let us take another example. So x into x into x into x into x and x plus x plus x plus x plus x. So,
X raised to the power 5 and 5x.
shabash, very nice. So, you are absolutely right. This is x raised to the power 5. This 5 implies that how many cars have collided together. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Many cars collided together. This is an easy way of understanding. And this implies how many cars are in your parking. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
So let us come back to this. So when I say let us try to understand what it is written 4xy plus 7. 4xy plus 7. So first thing that you need to understand is that you can't change the value of 4 or 7. Now, if you want, you can put x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 20. X and y can change values. That is why x and y are called variable and 4 and 7 are called constants. So, because they can change value, you can put the value of x anything that you like, y anything that you like. When you put this value here, you get 4 into 10 into 20 plus 7. This will be equal to,
87.
this is 200.
807.
Shabash, this is 807. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
So all that you need to remember is whenever you see these are called these are called algebraic expressions. Whenever you see these, first thing is that they are called algebraic expressions. This is the first thing that you need to remember. The second thing that you need to remember is that in an algebraic expression, you will have variable and you will have constant. Variable terms would be terms like x, y, z. They can take any value. Constants are basically numbers. Numbers like 7, 4, -5, 3, 2. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
So this is the second thing that you need to understand. And third thing that you need to understand is that this uh, this value of x and y, the value of x and y Okay, that I'll include here. This x and y can be any value that you want. So they can say you can have questions like find value of 2y square when y is equal to 3. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
When you get a question like this, all they are trying to tell you is that in this expression, you need to put the value of y as 3. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
Because 2y square, let us try to understand what does 2y square means. So this is 2. Y square means that there are two y which have collided with each other. So 2 multiplied by y multiplied by y. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
Now, when y is equal to 5, the value of the expression would be 2 into, instead of y, I can put 5. Instead of y, I can put 5. Sarthak, is it okay or you are getting confused?
It is.
Sorry?
It's okay, sir.
Okay. So the value would be 50. Okay. So in our book also, see, this is what they have written. And this is where most of us will get confused. That x into x is equal to x square. 4 into 4 is 4 square. So x into x, this x square can be, usually this is spoken as x squared. But you can also speak this as x raised to power 2. So this thing which is written in the top, at the top, in the air, is spoken as raised to power. So x4 is spoken as x raised to power 4. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
Okay. This is a confusing topic, and that is why they have written. Actually, this is a chapter of exponents and power. I think this comes in class 7th. You will be doing it next year, but because we are doing algebra, we'll need to understand this. And x into x into x, these are three x's which are colliding with each other, and that is why we have got this. And this is spoken as,
Hello?
yeah,
Sir, I couldn't hear you for some time.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
So x into x into x, x into x into x. These are three x's which are colliding with each other. So this is x cube or x raised to power 3. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
Sarthak, have you understood or should I take more examples?
Sir, I understood.
Okay. And another thing that we need to understand is that 2y square can be written as 2 into y into y. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. You can also see here also when they say 3x square minus 5. So what are they saying? 3x square minus 5. What are they saying? They are saying that you take a 3, you multiply it by x, and you subtract 5. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
Okay. So the next thing that we need to understand is terms of an expression. So here also there are two things. One is a term and the other are factors. So we'll slowly go and try to understand this topic. So the first thing is term. Term implies that, for example, if I have 4x square plus 2xy minus 5, whenever there is a plus or a minus in between, so this will be one term. So 4x square would be one term, 2x would be the second term, and minus 5 would be the third term. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
Yeah. So they have parts which are formed separately and then added. So 4x square was formed separately, 2xy was formed separately, minus 5 came separately, and when you add these together, you get a algebraic expression like this. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
And another thing that you need to understand is that terms are added to form expressions. So you can say terms are added or subtracted, anything that you like. So for example, I have a term 4x square. I have a term 3xy. I have a term y cube. I have a term z square. I have a term xyz. So these can come together. This, 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 this. They can form an expression like 4x square plus 3xy plus y cube plus z square plus xyz. Now, these are separate terms. Sarthak, is there a confusion?
No, sir.
They can be added together. I can also do like this, that I can subtract. This is another expression. What I can also do is maybe I can take this as minus, or I can take this also as minus. So all that I'm trying to tell you is that this is one term, this is the second term, this is the third term, this is the fourth term, this is the fifth term. These five terms have got together to make this whole algebraic expression. Sarthak, is it difficult?
No, sir.
And just keep this in mind that this 4x square is actually equal to 4 into x into x. 3xy is equal to 3 into x into y. Y cube is equal to, Mr. Sarthak?
Y into Y into Y.
Shabash. Very nice. Z square is equal to?
Z into Z.
Shabash. Shabash. XYZ is equal to?
X into Y into Z.
Shabash. So these are separate terms. First term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. And these terms can get together. You can add them or subtract them, and you can form a algebraic expression. This is all that they are trying to tell you here. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
So this is what they are saying, that terms are added to form expression, just as terms 4x and y are added to form 4x plus 5. The terms 4x square and minus 3xy are added to give the expression 4x square minus 3xy. Is there any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay, and let us try to understand the next topic. Factors of a term. Factors of a term. So when we were doing LCM and HCF, we had, for example, we had a number like 20. We used to write 20 as 2 into 4 into 5. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
2 into 4 into 5 is 20, Mr. Sarthak.
No, sir.
Array, so you have to tell me now.
So only 4 into 4.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So 20 can be written as 4 into 5, or it can be written as 2 into 2 into 5. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. So 2 into 10 also.
Yeah, 2 into 10 also. Very nice. 2 into 10 also. Any other way? Mr. Sarthak?
So 40 minus 20.
Yeah. So can I write it as 20 into 1?
Yes, sir.
So I can say that 4, 5, 4, 5, 2, 10, 20. All of these are factors of 20. Factors of 20. Mr. Sarthak, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So similarly, when I write 4xyz, I say that 4x, y, z are factors of term 4xyz. Mr. Sarthak, is it a problem?
No, sir.
See, this 4x square, this 4x square, this 4x square, I can write 4x x to be the factors of 4x square. When I say 3xy, when I write 3xy, can I say 3x and y are factors of 3xy? Mr. Sarthak, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
XYZ, when I write XYZ, can I say XYZ are factors of XYZ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you understood factors?
Yes, sir.
See, this is what they are trying to tell you. That 4x square has factors as 4xx. Minus 3xy has factors minus 3xy. 5xy has factors 5xy. Mr. Sarthak, is it a problem?
No, sir.
Yeah? Okay. Now, one simple thing that you need to understand is if it is written 5xy, so 5xy are factors. When it is written 10xyz, 10xyz are factors. When they say xy, do you agree 1xy are factors? Do you agree or not?
So only XY, then how is 1?
Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, that can I write xy as 1 multiplied by x multiplied by y. Can I write this or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can write. See, for example, it is written x square. Can I write x square as 1 multiplied by x multiplied by x? Can I write this?
Yes, sir.
If it is 5z cube, can I write this as 5 multiplied by z multiplied by z multiplied by z? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So if I have z cube, can I assume that there is an invisible 1 this side, so that I can write this as 1 multiplied by z multiplied by z multiplied by z? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Sarthak, 1 second here, 1 second. So all I'm trying to tell you is when you see terms like these, x, y, z, or you see terms like these, x cube, or terms like these, uh, x, y square, you can assume that there is an invisible one here. Have you understood or not?
Yes, sir.
We can assume that there is an invisible one here. Sarthak, have you understood till here?
Yes, sir.
There would be a lot of new things that you'll be learning in this lecture. So you need to see this lecture again. Would you be able to do this?
Yes, sir.
Because all these things you won't have done in your previous class, so it will get difficult. You need to revise this lecture again. You will be able to do it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now the next term that we need to remember, is coefficients. So what are coefficients? The numerical factor is said to be the numerical coefficient, or simply the coefficient of the term. So let us try to understand what is the coefficient. So here 5 is the numerical factor. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Because 5 is a numerical factor, so 5 is called the coefficient of the term 5zq. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
I'll give you a few examples and let us try to understand. Let us try to understand. Okay. So the first thing that you need to understand is that all these are terms that I have written. So all these are terms. This is the first term. This is the second term. This is the third term. This is the fourth term. Then what we read was, what we studied was that factors. So for example, this term has 25 x, y, z as its factors. This would have 5 x, y as factor. I'll write y square. This will have minus 3 x, y, z as factors, and this will have minus 27 x, z square as factors. Sarthak, is there a confusion till here?
No, sir.
Now, whenever you write factors, just have a look at the numerical factor. The numerical factor. So, for example, in first case, I have 25 as a numerical factor. Second case, 5 is a numerical factor. Third case, minus 3 is a numerical factor. And in fourth case, it is minus 27 as numerical factor. Sarthak, is there a problem? Sarthak, is there a problem? This numerical factor would be called as the coefficient of the term. Coefficient of the term. The numerical factor. So for example, in this case, 25 is the coefficient, 5 is the coefficient, minus 3 is the coefficient, minus 27 is the coefficient. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
Let us do some practice so that you understand. So what will be the coefficient here?
27,
Shabash. What will be the coefficient here?
53,
Shabash. What will be the coefficient here?
minus 27,
Very nice. What will be the coefficient here?
563.
Shabash. Very nice. Very nice. So, Mr. Sarthak, let us revise what we have done till here. See, we started with variable and constant. Have you understood variable and constant? So here, this 4 and 7, they are variable, and x and y, sorry, 4 and 7 are constants, and x and y are variable. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the first thing that we learned was variable and constant. Let us note it down. So first we understood variable and constant. So the second thing that we understood was terms of an expression. Have you understood terms and factors? Mr. Sarthak, have you understood terms and factors?
Yes, sir.
So the second thing that we understood was terms and factors. Okay. So after terms and factors, what we understood was coefficients. Have you understood coefficients?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I think I've made a mistake in the spellings. I'll check the spelling. COEFF. COEFF. Okay. Now let us try to understand. Let's try to do some questions. So the first question is identify in the following coefficients terms which are not constants. Give their numerical coefficient. Okay. Terms which are not constants. So is this term constant?
No, sir.
Is this term constant?
So 4, right?
4, 4, 4.
Yes, sir.
This is a constant. This is not. Is this term constant?
Yes, sir.
Is this term constant?
No, sir.
Is this term constant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Is this term constant?
No, sir.
Is this term constant?
Yes, sir.
But it is 5y square. 5y square.
Sorry, sir. I only thought it was only.
Yeah, this y is a variable. This is a constant. So this will become a variable. Is there any confusion?
No, sir.
This will be
No, sir.
this one,
No, sir.
this one.
Yes, sir.
Is there any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, what will be the coefficient of this term?
One.
Shabash. Very nice. Coef- so coefficient is the algebraic part. What will be the coefficient of this term?
One.
Minus 1. Shabash. Coefficient of this term?
One.
Beta minus 1. Coefficient of this term?
Five.
Coefficient of this term?
Four.
Coefficient of this term?
Minus three.
Is there a confusion?
No, sir.
So let us look at the answer. Let us try to understand the answer. So, term which is not constant. Xy is not constant. It's variable. Here, minus y square is not constant. Minus y is not constant. 5y square is not constant. 4p square q is not constant. Minus 3pq square is not constant. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, the numerical coefficient of xy is 1. Coefficient of minus y square is minus 1. Coefficient of minus y is minus 1 and coefficient of 5y square is 5. Coefficient of 4p square q is 4 and coefficient of minus 3pq square is minus 3. Sarthak, is there a problem?
No, sir.
Just try to have a look at this lecture again. I'll send you the lecture. Just try to revise this lecture because usually it gets confusing. Okay. So, next question. What are the coefficients of x in the following expression? So, what is the coefficient of x?
Four.
Shabash. What is the coefficient of x?
One. Minus one.
Ah, shabash. What is the coefficient of x?
Minus five.
Is there any confusion?
No, sir.
Yeah. Now, see, term with factor x. What are the coefficient of x in the following expression? So, term with factor x. This is the 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 term with factor x. Is there any confusion?
No, sir.
Coefficient of x, this numerical part, is 4. The numerical part is minus 1. In this case, there is no numerical part, but there is a y square with x. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
So the coefficient would be y square. In this case, there is a
Minus five.
minus 5z as the coefficient of x. Have you understood?
So, but why minus five z?
Yeah. See, usually Usually, Sarthak, when they write minus 5xz, usually when you say coefficient, see in algebra, usually whenever they say coefficient, it is usually the numeric part. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So whenever you are doing algebra, so say for the example, you are doing algebra in 12th class. So again, when they'll write, so for example, you see a expression like 27xy cubed. So if somebody asks you what is the coefficient of this term, the coefficient would be 27. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
But when they say find the coefficient of x in 27xy cube. Have you understood my question?
Yes, sir.
So you need to write anything which is except x here. So the coefficient would be 27y cube. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So please try to understand. Usually coefficient is the numeric part of a term. So for example, if somebody would have asked me what is the coefficient of this term, I would have said minus 5. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
If somebody would have said, what is the coefficient of this part? I would have said, what, Mr. Sarthak?
By Q.
1. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
But if they say, what is the coefficient of x? Then I'll say y square. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So let me take some more example. So for example, 27 xy square minus 5 xy cube z 2 x square y. Now the question is coefficient of this term. What will be the coefficient of this term?
27.
27. Similarly, again the question is coefficient of this term. What will you write?
-5.
Minus 5. They say find coefficient of this term. What will you say?
2.
2. But then if they say find coefficient of y square, what will you say?
27x.
27x. Perfect. So usually this answer is correct. This is correct. Because in usual in usually in algebra, coefficient implies a number. But if somebody asks me find coefficient of, for example, in this case, somebody asks me find coefficient of z, what will I say?
-5x by.
Shabash. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So, for example, here if somebody asks me find coefficient of y, what will I write?
2x square.
2x square. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
So, when you are in higher classes, when you are in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, what you need to remember is that usually they'll ask you, they won't ask you this. They won't ask you this. They'll ask you what is the coefficient of this term. In higher classes, what they'll ask you is, they'll ask you simply this. What is the coefficient of this term? So your answer would be 27. What is the coefficient of this term? Your answer would be minus 5. What is the coefficient of this term? Your answer would be 2. It is usually the numeric part. The numeric part is the coefficient. Sarthak, is there a confusion?
No, sir.
Unless and until they ask you a question like this. So, what are the coefficient of y? So, unless and until they ask you a question like this. So, for example, now when I say coefficient of y, so I'll have to find y. First, I'll have to find y. And then anything except y. So, for example, this case minus 3. In this case, it would be z. In this case, it would be z square. In this case, it would be m, would be the coefficient. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
See, this is what they are writing here. This is what they are writing here. Sometimes the word coefficient is used in a more general way. Thus, we say that the term 5xy, 5 is the 5 is the coefficient of xy. X is the coefficient of 5y and y is the coefficient of 5x. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So just have a look at the language that they are using and understand the question. So for example, in 10xy square, in 10xy square, see 10 is the coefficient of xy square. X is the coefficient of 10y square and y square is the coefficient of 10x. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
Thus, in this more general way, a coefficient may either be a numeric factor or an algebraic factor or a product of the two or more factors. But what you need to understand is that, in higher classes, whenever they say a coefficient, they usually mean the numeric part. So, for example, this is the coefficient of this term. This is the coefficient. This is the coefficient. This is the coefficient. And this is the coefficient. Is there a problem?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Sarthak, what I'll do is I'll send you this PDF. Just read this PDF. Read this PDF till this page, 12.3, and also have a look at this 12.4, 12.5, and we'll do the exercise next time. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
As a homework, what you can do is exercise 12.1. Try to do question number 1. Would you be able to do?
Yes, sir.
Also try to do question number 2. Try to do them.
Yes.
Question number 3. Question number 4. So question number 1 to 4. I'll send you this PDF. See here, identify the numerical coefficient of terms other than constants. So when you do this question and when you do this question, identify terms which contain x and give the coefficient of x. Do you see the difference between these two questions? Mr. Sarthak? Mr. Sarthak?
Yes.
Do you see the difference?
Yes, sir.
So in this, I just need to identify the numerical coefficient of terms other than constant. So I need to ignore the constant, so I'll ignore this constant. So I'll find this. So the coefficient would be -3. Here I'll ignore the constant. The coefficient for this term would be Mr. Sarthak?
So
1. Coefficient for this term would be?
1,
Coefficient for this term would be?
1,
1. Shabash. So when I do this, what would be the coefficient of this term? The first term?
0.1,
Shabash. What is the coefficient of this term?
0.01,
Shabash. What is the coefficient of this term?
3.14.
Shabash. So as you can see, in this question, we are saying numeric coefficients. And in question number 4, identify terms which contain x. So for example, this contains x. This also contains x. This also contains x. X, 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 x. And give the coefficient of x. So here the coefficient of x is
So your pencil is disappeared for a second. So there.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
What is the coefficient of x here?
I2.
Y square. What is the coefficient here?
8y.
Minus 8y. What is the coefficient here?
1.
Shabash. What is the coefficient here?
Z.
What is the coefficient here?
1.
What is the coefficient here?
Y.
What is the coefficient here?
12y2.
Beta, this is 12y squared. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
12y squared. And what is the coefficient of x here?
7.
What is the coefficient of x here?
Y square.
Shabash. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So next time, because you'll need to study this lecture again. Next time, what we'll do is we'll do this. First, we'll study monomials, binomials, trinomials. Question number 5. Then we'll study like and unlike terms. Identify like terms. And what you can do is, when you have received this, just try to read all these pages from the beginning of chapter, from this page till this page. Do exercise 12.1. Do the first question, second question, third question, fourth question. Will you be able to do that?
Yes, sir.